for the last couple of weeks, I've been playing a game called Dredge. It's the one that I've been saying that I've been playing, can't talk about. But the embargo is finally up. My review's up on GameSpot.com. I gave it a 7 out of 10. Would you know? This game's pretty cool. I won't lie. I've been looking at it for a while. So it's an indie game where you play as a fisherman in a boat. You never leave the boat. You literally only control the boat. So for all intents and purposes, you play as boat. And your primary goal is go out during the day, fish different types of fish, come back, sell them for profit, upgrade your ship, go out and use upgrades to catch different fish that you weren't able to catch, or move around the island a lot faster because you've got faster engines or stuff like that. And it's I dropped out.
Oh god,
my video's gone.
No, it's coming. There we go. It's because I'm trying to do this. Sorry, I'm trying to get some gameplay footage here.
I see.
No, we've got
that
you
alone
covered.
is a pretty interesting and fun gameplay loop. So each of the fish that you like go for, they each have a different sort of category. So if you're watching the video, you'll see the players currently fishing for a fish in a shallow like water. You get ones that are like coastal or what is the other like normal one?
Non-coastal.
Yeah, I forgot. There's a couple of like
Deep
normal
ocean.
categories, and that's where you like get your normal fish, like your mackerel, your manta ray, your sharks, your stuff like that. And to fish in each of those waters, you need specific rods and reels. You can't just fish there just because. So you have to like upgrade your ship to firstly obtain those, and then also upgrade it so that your inventory allows you to carry all of them at once, because you've got a limited inventory space and an even more limited few blocks that allow you to install rods and reels on them. So you can't always have all the equipment that you want at the beginning. The inventory sort of works like Resident Evil 4, where it's like a Tetris-like board.
Nice.
So you're constantly kind of rotating things and moving things around to make everything fit and optimized, and it's kind of fun. The weirder aspect of this game comes in when you find out that there's some like Lovecraftian eldritch horror vibe going on with it as well. So the townsfolk at the first island that you're at, they kind of talk about they kind of allude to a fisherman before you, but they don't really say what happened to him. They don't want to talk about it. You've got this like lady in the lighthouse who's like very concerned about your well-being and telling you don't go out at night and this and that. And then you've got the fishmonger who's asking you for fish that are different. He's like, they're corrupted or like weird, and he just wants you to bring them to him. And so when you go out at night, you start discovering that some of the fish at night are real fucked up. You'll get some species of fish, normal fish, that only appear at night. So you have to go out at night to like catch them for certain quests, because quests will be like, oh, I need this sort of fish, or I need this blah blah blah. So you have to like, you know, change up your repertoire to fill those quest lines. But sometimes you'll catch a fish and it'll be like, oh, this is like a mackerel, but it's got 3 heads now.
Oh no.
Or this is like a anglerfish, but its eyes are like fucking huge, like bulging out of its head or something. So these are like corrupted fish, and you don't really know where they come from. You also get to like fish in different spots, like volcanic spots and hadal spots, which are like some of the deepest depths of the ocean, and you like bring up some weird ass fish from those sorts of areas as well.
Nice.
And that's like weird, and the sorts of things that people do, like when they give you quests to find like fucked up fish, they do weird things. Like the fishmonger was like, oh, I want this corrupted fish, and when you give it to him, he like disappears for 2 days, and you can't sell fish to him. And when he comes back, he's all like messed up, and you're like, what are you doing? What are you doing to that fish? What is happening?
What's going on?
And that kind of like sort of weirdness permeates throughout the game. You've got this main starting island, and you've got like 4 distinct like hubs that you'll visit as you like chase down these 5 eldritch items that this collector wants you to find. He's like very adamant that you need to go find these things, and every time you bring one back, he gives you like a new weird power. And each of these islands are like differently themed. One is at the base of like a active volcano. One is like this sort of very tropical islandy area, but at the center of it, there's this big tentacle monster that will mess you up if you come near it.
Nice.
One is like a maze in a swamp that constantly changes. So you constantly get lost in it. It's cool. Like, and there's all sorts of different main quests, so to speak, at each of these places that you need to complete to get the item in question. So the big draw of this game is like when you go out at night, that's when the sort of Lovecraftian stuff comes into play, where it plays with like your sanity. So you'll have this eye on top of your, like near the time of day, which opens and starts moving the more stressed you become. And the more you're out at night, the more your stress level goes up. And the higher your stress level, the more you start, like, I would say hallucinating, but the game wants you to think that you are questioning reality in a certain way. So like you have these instances where like a rock will suddenly appear in front of you and you've sailed these oceans before and you're like, that was never there. That's impossible that was there.
Yeah.
But there's a rock there, and if you hit it, you will damage your ship.
I know.
If you leave it going longer, you will start seeing like these cyclones in the ocean come towards you and mess you up. There's instances where a flock of red and black birds come and they will steal things from your cargo. So they'll steal fish from your cargo. A ghost shark can appear and just mess you up. A ghost ship can appear and mess you up.
Oh my God. This is quite a list.
Yeah, it's like, the longer you are out at night, the worse and worse like things can get. And if you choose not to like sleep in between them, your stress level just stays at where it was and will just get progressively worse and worse. I tried, but I never found an instance where you could get your stress level so high that you just die, something. But it definitely became a little harder to complete certain quests, especially with the stupid birds that would steal fish. Like they could steal like a whole day's worth of fishing work. And so I didn't want to really be out when they, had the possibility of coming to mess with me. So it kind of like forces you to like, you definitely need to go fishing at night sometimes, but you have to be very careful about how you do it. It's also like very dark at night and very misty, so you can't really see a lot of things. So it just makes your job a little bit harder.
Yeah.
I think that sort of thing is really cool. I do think as the game goes on, it starts to lose its like luster a lot, and you kind of just, it becomes more of an annoyance than anything. Like it's like I can deal with the nighttime and I can deal with the ghost rocks and the ghost ships, but it's just annoying and not scary, really. I kind of wish it got spookier in general. So the story is very non-linear in a sense, like very much like a Bloodborne. You get these notes in the ocean that tell you of past events, and you can kind of piece together who the collector is and what he's trying to do. And there's no definitive answer at the end. The ending is kind of weird. So I didn't mind that. Apparently there's a second ending. I didn't know how to trigger it, but I really
fish harder,
I'm curious. Yeah, I'm curious to see what the hell that is. But yeah, it's a good game. I wish it leaned more into like its horror stuff, because at the beginning it really seems like it's going to, and then it just kind of doesn't. It just kind of like what you see at the beginning is what it is for the rest of the game.
Okay.
But I think the whole loop of like fishing, upgrading your ship, moving on to a new island where there's like new fish and new challenges to kind of undertake, I think it's a really, really fun gameplay loop. And it's like 10 hours or so to finish the game.
Okay.
So it doesn't overstay its welcome either.
Nice.
I played it a lot on Steam Deck. I think it's really nice on like a mobile platform. It is on Switch.
Oh, nice.
So yeah, it's a lot of fun. I think it's a lot. It also looks really, really nice. It's got good music. It looks beautiful. Yeah. Like during the day when nothing's trying to kill you, it's very much like a Wind Waker sort of experience. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So it's good. That's Dredge. It's out now.
Nice.
I think it's like $40, which seems a bit hectic to me.
It's a sale game.
I don't actually know how much it is on Steam. Let me just double check real quick. Dredge. 450. 450 is fine, actually,
Yeah.
I think. I mean, for a 10-hour game, I think I'm not basing it just on the number of hours, but based on what I liked about it, 450 seems fine. Yeah, I'd be happy paying that for that. So
nice.
Yeah, it's a good time.